All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my favorite lessons because it allows us to think a little bit. So, lesson 5.6, interpreting remainders. Here's your I can statement. I can interpret what to do with the remainder in a division problem. Make sure you include the lesson number, your I can statement. Stop the video if you need to. All right, when you get a remainder in a division problem, you have to figure out what to do with it. Now, you have some options. You might have to ignore it. Possibly you will round it up. You might, in some instances, form a fraction with it, form a decimal, or you might just be using the remainder only. I'm going to show you examples of each of these. Okay, your job is going to be to figure out which one of these you need to use when you're doing division problems. Okay, so let's first think about when would we ignore a remainder. Look at this problem. A roll of ribbon is 1,780 inches long. It takes 1 yard of ribbon, which is 36 inches, to wrap a gift. So how many gifts can be wrapped? Now, I'm not going to make you do the math. I'm going to actually give you the answers. We're just going to be thinking about the remainders. So we would get an answer of 49 remainder 16. So what does this mean? Well, I can wrap 49 gifts with this much ribbon, and I'm going to have 16 inches of ribbon left over. So since the remainder cannot be used to wrap an entire gift, I'm just going to ignore it. And my answer is I can wrap 49 gifts. So in this instance, the remainder doesn't matter. We ignore it. All right, let's look at another one. This is going to be an example of when we would round up a remainder. There are 247 people traveling to the basketball tournament by bus. Each bus holds 52 people. How many buses will be needed? Well, we're going to take the number of people divided by 52, and we end up getting 4 with 39 left over. So what does this mean? Well, I can fill 4 buses completely, but there's going to be 39 people who will need to still travel to the tournament. So in this instance, 4 buses are not going to be enough because the remaining people still need to get to the tournament, so an additional bus is going to be needed. So I'm going to have to take that 4 and round it up to 5 so that we can fit those 39 people on a bus. Okay, here's an example of when we form a fraction. The 28 students in Mrs. Kuiper's class will share 98 slices of pizza equally. How many slices will each student get? All right, so if we've got 98 pizzas, 98 slices of pizza divided by 28 students, that means every student's going to get 3 pieces, and we're going to have 4 left over. Okay, so what does this mean? Oh, that should be 14, I'm sorry. So 14 left over. So since 14 out of 28 is equal to a half, it makes sense to turn our remainder into a fraction. So in this case, every student is going to get 3½ slices of pizza. Okay, so we're going to pretend that right there is a 14. Sorry about that. All right, so sometimes we form a decimal. Typically, this is going to be when there's money involved. The staff at Bob's Roadside Grill share all of their tips equally. So they've got a bunch of money. They've got $591 in tips, but we have to figure out how much each staff person is going to get. Now, what the problem doesn't say is that there are 12 people. So we're going to take that $591 divided up by the 12 people, and we've got 49 remainder 3. Now, what does that one mean? Well, each staff member is going to get $49, but we've got $3 left over. Since we're talking about money, we need to also divide that up. So in this instance, this would be one where we would be adding a decimal and some zeros. Okay, so add decimals and zeros to extend our number into the hundreds place. And when we do that, we would actually get $49.25. So having a remainder of 3 in a money problem is not going to work. We need to add the decimal and some zeros and keep going. Okay, here's an example of when you would use the remainder only. The Bagel Bistro has 138 bagels to be packed into bags of 12 to be sold. And the extra bagels are for the staff. So how many bagels will the staff get? Well, if we take the 138 and divide them into 12 bags, we're going to end up with 11 bags. Okay, so we've got 11 full bags of bagels, and we've got 6 left over. So the question asks us how many bagels the staff will get, not how many bags. So since 6 left over are extra, those are the ones the staff gets, which is the answer to the question. So the staff will get the 6 that are left over. All right, so here's your job. There are 4 problems here. You get to choose at least 2. So when you come to group today, I will expect to see 2 of these problems done. You're going to be doing the math and figuring out what to do about the remainder. Okay, remember, here are your options. And also, how do you figure out what to do? Whoops, that doesn't make sense. How do you figure out what to do? Let's pretend that's not there. With the remainder in a word problem. Okay, think about that. Be prepared to discuss it in class. See you soon.